Hey guys,
Hi.
welcome back to another episode of Fact
Fact
or
or
Fiction
Fiction
Friday.
Friday.
I'm Brandon,
Hi, I'm Shanae.
and we have a good one for you.
Yep.
Yep, so we'll just go ahead and get right into this story. No need for any more introductions. So, this is a story about a town bully who terrorized the town's people so much that they had enough and had banded together to stop him. The town was a rural farm town in Missouri, or some people call it Missouri.
Loser.
The bully was a man, or we will call him Kyle. I know a Kyle. I know a couple Kyles. He was born to a poor family and was number 15 out of 16 kids. Man, how do you even get a seat at the kitchen table? Like you gotta,
Yeah.
it's kind of
They
like
gotta
when,
eat in shifts.
it's like you gotta get in where you fit in. You fighting for a piece of bacon. You can't say, "Oh, I want some seconds." There ain't no seconds to go
Yeah.
around.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
kids.
Kyle only had an eighth grade education and wasn't good with reading or writing, but he had to make money. As a teenager, he did this by becoming a thief, and he would steal anything on the farm, from grain to livestock. He would get a slap on the wrist for all the convictions he faced for his numerous crimes.
A certain family was terrorized by him, and here we will go ahead and give a trigger warning. He decided he wanted their 12-year-old to be his bride. And when they refused, he burned down their house to intimidate him into allowing him to marry her. He eventually did marry her when she was 14 years old to avoid any charges he would face because what they had been doing. When eventually she had a baby on the way, she tried to go back to her parents, but he found her and took her back and again burned her parents' house down for the second time. And he also shot two of their dogs.
Not the dogs.
Horrible.
Once Kyle was caught red-handed trying to steal cattle on the farm that he was trespassing on. Instead of leaving, he shot the farm owner twice in the stomach. The farmer survived his injuries, and in court, Kyle's lawyer and friends established an alibi for him, and thus he was not convicted of this crime. He got friends? During the court proceedings, he also intimidated the witness and was often parked in front of the home.
All right. In addition to his child bride, he also had two other marriages and had about 10 kids.
Player.
One of his daughters was accused of stealing at a local store. When Kyle found out, he, armed with his shotgun, went to confront his daughter's accuser and threatened his entire family. It escalated until eventually one day, Kyle was waiting for him behind his store and shot him in the neck.
He was quickly caught and arrested for this, but he stated he acted in self-defense, and he was finally convicted, for a crime that he committed. He did 2 years. Well, he was sentenced for 2 years, but his lawyer helped him get an appeal. He went on to the bar telling people how he planned to still harass the poor family and still armed with this shotgun.
All right, so the townspeople called a meeting to discuss their frustrations regarding Kyle and how he keeps getting out and he keeps getting chance after chance but never changes his behavior. So they're frustrated. They're just sick of his crap. They got a call that he was in this bar and they decided to go confront him. Several of the patrons already at the bar were keeping an eye on him because they knew that they were on their way.
When he decided to leave the bar and get into his pickup, by this time the people from the meeting was all there. Suddenly, he was shot at numerous times and struck twice. There were nearly 50 people on the scene that day, including his wife. No one, I repeat, not one person called for an ambulance. His wife was the only one who gave her testimony that day about a suspect, but since every other witness stated that they did not see anything, the DA decided to throw the whole case out for lack of evidence. His case was not solved since no one in the town cared to help solve it.
We talked about a town bully
Mm-hmm.
who terrorized the people of this town, armed with shotgun everywhere he went. He would shoot at people, and he had a great lawyer and would constantly, get a slap on the wrist for his crimes until the townspeople got frustrated and they took matter in their own hands. And when he got shot on a busy street with 50 plus people, no one seen anything.
Yep. Oh, don't forget, he burnt the house down twice.
Yeah.
And killed the 2 dogs. So
All right.
bad boy. So, guys, what do you think? The story is fact or fiction? Comment below your comments what you think, or put your magnifying glasses down.
This story is fact.
Fact.
This is the case of Ken McElroy of Skidmore, Missouri. Skidmore.
Oh.
He bullied people in this town for 20 years before they banded together and got rid of him. It was found out that the bullets that struck him were for 2 different guns. So again, we say he was shot at several times. He was struck twice. And they seen that these bullets were from 2 different guns. His wife, Trina, eventually sued the town. And the person she believes pulled at least one of those triggers. And everyone else she thought was to blame for this crime for the sum of $5 million. But it was settled for under $18,000 with no one admitting guilt. So she sued the city. She wanted this extravagant amount of money. She didn't get a fraction of it. And even though people said, all right, we'll give you some money, no one admitted guilt. So this crime is still unsolved.
They took the money. All she got was the remains of all the stuff he stole.
Yeah, so she didn't nearly get what she wanted. And after all the things he did, the cattle thefts, among other thefts, to what he did to his child bride and her family, to shooting folks, he was only ever convicted of 1 crime. So what do you guys think of the story? Have you heard of it before? Do you think the story do you think this is something that could happen today?
Yeah.
What do you think about these townspeople standing up for each other and getting rid of this guy? Let us know what you think. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, we get a lot of cold cases and people can't solve crime. People come missing, but the whole town, I mean, 50 people it's kind of hard. I mean, you gotta not like somebody like that for the whole town though. Like, you didn't even have the old lady with the Bible, in the town to say something. So, yeah.
Yeah, so he was facing just a couple years really for shooting that guy in the neck.
The whole neck? I'm like,
and
blow the whole neck
yeah,
off.
And his lawyer somehow got him out on bond. He paid a bunch of money, and they were having a meeting like, we're sick of this guy, And then they found out that, he's at the bar,
They just throwing him shots. He kept feeding them shots.
Yeah, and he came out and got in his truck and got sprayed up. So I when I first heard of this story, I was like, that's silly, But then you think about it, he was a criminal. He was a lifelong criminal, and nobody was ever holding him accountable for his actions. So he just kept doing it. He had no reason to stop because he never got in trouble.
Yeah, when I first started reading, I was like, Debo didn't do all that. Debo was not that bad. He was a bully, but he wasn't that bad. So
the true, real life Debo.
Yep.
All right, it's like we told you guys before. Whenever you hear stories here that you've not heard, share it with a friend, and also look it up for yourself. Get more information. In our mysterious fashion, we can't put a lot of details, so go ahead and check it out. Look up other videos on YouTube about him, or look up on Google. There's documentaries, things like that, and just find out about this very weird, peculiar story of this whole town that just said, we ain't playing with this dude no more. Yeah. Nobody saw nothing.
Nope.
All right, guys, go ahead and comment down below, join our conversation, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Yep. And if you picked up clues, or maybe this story did seem familiar and you don't really got much to say, throw up a magnifying glass.
Yep.
We love to see it, and we will see you guys on the next video.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Kyle was the only, and Kyle had in little. Kyle had only in.
All right, one family in particular that he terrorized. Oh shoot, I said that wrong. One family was particularly. Particularly. Okay. One family was particularly terrorized by him, and here we'll go ahead and give a trigger warning. All right, one family was particularly
A certain family. Just say a certain family.
Okay. And again, he burnt her parents' house down for the second time, and he also shot. I can't talk either. He also shot 2 of their dogs.